Merry Kitschmas! Today we're on day 10 of the 12 days of Kitschmas, where we get to talk about some of my favorite vintage Christmas collectibles. If you're new here, hi, I'm Victoria, and we are Super Geeked, where we celebrate all the things that get us super geeked. Each day, I'm talking about the history of a popular vintage Christmas decoration and sharing with you pieces from my personal collection. So if you love Kitschmas as much as I do, then stick around. Today we have a change of scenery for this video because my children are out for Christmas vacation. So this is the best spot in the house. Today we are talking about some of my most treasured and oldest ornaments. They are made of mercury glass. Mercury glass, also known as silvered glass, contains neither mercury or silver. It's actually clear glass, mold blown into double-walled shapes and coated on the inside with a silvering formula. The formula is inserted through a small hole and then sealed with a plug. A few manufacturers did for a time try to line their glass with a mercury or lead solution. This practice was discontinued due to expense and toxicity, but it helps to explain the origin of the name, mercury glass. First discovered in early 19th century Germany, mercury glass was used as an inexpensive and tarnish-free substitute for silver in such objects such as candlesticks and doorknobs. In 1847, Hans Greiner, a descendant of the Hans Greiner, who established one of the earliest glassworks in Germany in 1597, began producing glass ornaments in the shapes of nuts, fruit, and assorted deliciousness. In the long tradition of the bakers of Freiburg, these ornaments were made in a unique hand-blown process, combined with molds. Mercury glass starts with the artisan blowing glass into the mold, which allows them to create detailed objects. Once the glass has cooled and been removed from the mold, the silvering process can be started. Usually a mixture of mercury and tin was then inserted through a small hole in the ornament to coat the inside. The hole would then be sealed. Obviously, the use of mercury was not the best of ideas. Once its toxicity was discovered, a compound of sugar water and silver nitrate was used to replicate the silvered effect. These glass ornaments were often painted by hand and have a bit of a translucent quality. After briefly falling out of favor, mercury glass reappeared around 1900 in the form of pretty Christmas ornaments, as well as other decorative objects. Soon, artisans were making shapes like animals, birds, angels, and Santa figurines. I'm going to show you an example of one of the bird ornaments later in this video. When mercury glass is exposed to air, it causes oxidation of the silvered inner surface and makes it flake off. To keep air from entering through the hole in a piece's bottom, where the silver coating process begins, the original manufacturers developed several sealing methods. Among them, a cork covered with wax and a lead plug sealed beneath a disc of glass. Still, corks dry up and wax falls out. So some believe that more than half of the mercury glass available today is damaged. Some serious collectors want their glass perfect. On the other hand, other buyers actually prefer pieces with a crumbly, deteriorating coating. I'm one of those people. Mercury glass is still available today in decorative items in our homes, but also in Christmas decorations. So finding reproductions is a cinch. But I have to say, there is something so very special and delicate about the vintage and antique variety that make them highly collectible. As you can see on the secondary market, they are sought after and treasured. Now I'm going to share with you a few pieces from my personal collection. The remaining pieces of mercury glass you will see in my 12th day of the 12 days of Kitschmas, which is going to be a culmination of all my Christmas decorations. So stay tuned for that. Today I'm going to show you a few examples of Mercury glass. The first one is this beautiful little ornament. You can see it's a little bit rusted on the top, but there's a silvering, and you can see that it's flaking. Do you see that, the spotting? That is from the oxidation of the air. It also looks like it had some color here, maybe to make it sort of look jeweled, and that is sort of dispersed. It still has this pretty magenta color on top, but you can see that with the Mercury glass, there's a bit of a translucent quality. You see how you can see through it to the magenta part through the bottom? That is a sign of Mercury glass. Here is another Mercury glass ornament that I love. This is one of the examples of the fruit. Again, I love that the finish is not 100% perfect, but again, if you look, you can see through the glass. Can you see that? You can see the red through this piece right here, and that tells you that it's Mercury glass. So it is a double glass with the silvering on the interior. So this is just some grapes. This last one I'm going to show you is a very popular design. It is the bird Mercury glass with the long tail, and it's sort of like a broomstick tail. It does sort of move in and out, but what they would do is they would clip onto the tree, and so you would buy a set, but you can see the veining in the interior, how silver and translucent that Mercury glass is. This is very, very delicate. This is very, very delicate, and I actually don't even clip it onto a tree. I put this on a shelf because it was my great-grandmother's, and it is the only bird that I have left. You can still buy these birds. This, like I said, was a popular mold with the long tail, but I just think it's so sweet, and so I put it up on a shelf with some of my other special decorations. So that's it for my video today. I hope you enjoyed this 10th day of the 12 days of Kitschmas. We only have 2 days left. Oh, I'm so sad. My heart's breaking. I'm not ready to put up my decorations. But I thank you guys so much for sticking around for this series. It has meant so much to me. I've really enjoyed putting this together for you and researching the history, using the knowledge I already had. And I hope that you'll consider subscribing to our channel because I have lots of fun videos planned for 2021, especially around the mid-century modern era. So we thank you again for stopping by our channel and supporting us, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.